Hi everyone. I just wanted to make a quick long-term review slash reliability video on my car, which is Infiniti I35. It's a 2002 model. So this car is actually made by Nissan, as you might know. Nissan makes owns a brand of Infiniti, and it is a twin of the 2002 Nissan Maxima. So internally, like the mechanics and everything in the car, engine, transmission, is the same as the Nissan Maxima of 2002. But there are some big differences between the Maxima and this car, and especially when it comes to like the just the design of the car, the exterior, the paint quality, the interior quality. I think this car is just a little bit longer than the Maxima, and it just overall is much nicer than the Maxima. But it's not like a high-end luxury like a Mercedes or something like that. You shouldn't expect that. But it does feel a lot nicer than like a Maxima or even like a Camry or Accord. So I purchased this car back in 2009, at the end of 2009, and when I bought it, it had just about 100,000 miles on it. And I just first things first, I went to a dealership and I just have them check the car, see if anything is wrong, if something needs to be replaced. And I did know a guy I trusted, and we ended up like getting rid of the belts. We just replaced all the belts in the car. I got my transmission fluid flushed. Um, I got new spark plugs. I got 6 spark plugs. I think of the Platinum series. I forgot. I got new like brake rotors and new brake pads. Other than that, just really not all that much. I spent like maybe I would say $600-700 on it just for those initial costs. Just to change all the fluids. Get the belts, some brake and all that. So far it's been 5 years, and that's me today driving the car. Just earlier this morning, I was thinking to make a much nicer video, but it just kept snowing and kept snowing, and I just couldn't do it. And I just ended up putting some pictures I took. The pictures you saw just at the beginning, those were taken 5 years ago, and the pictures you'll see from now on, those are just taken earlier this morning. I did that just to show you that the car hasn't really changed much for those 5 years. And right now I have 150,000 miles on it. So I put just about 50,000 miles on it for 5 years. And in fact, I didn't actually drive the car much last year. I only put like 2,000 miles on it because I had a business car from where I work. But I put like, in average, I would say between 12 and 15,000 miles on it a year. And I've been very adamant like changing my oil, engine oil. I use like full synthetic Mobil 1 high mileage oil, and I always use that one. I do buy like nice oil filters. I buy the Bosch brand. And I've changed my engine oil like every 3,000 miles. I've changed it like at least 12, maybe 14, 15 times so far. I change it quite often, like, every 4 or 5 months I change the engine oil. And so that's a picture that was taken just earlier today at a parking lot. And these are interior pictures of the car taken earlier today. Just to show you that actually for a car that's like 13, 14 years old and with 150,000 miles on it, it actually held pretty good. The leather looks really nice. By the way, I do condition the leather. I every 6 months, like twice, 3 times a year, I use a leather conditioner and just go over it. Just rub the conditioner. Takes me about half an hour, and it pays off for sure. And so, one major issue I had with the car is that I did not pay attention to my radiator when I bought the car, and turns out that the radiator was clogged at certain sections, and the coolant wasn't changed. I just checked the level of it. I just never open and see what's the like the condition of the coolant. Is it like really dark, or is it like nice and light? And the car started overheating, and of course Then I went to a dealership. We checked that, and turns out that the coolant hasn't been changed. Like, God knows, maybe it's never been changed. It's still like the original coolant. And so instead of just changing the coolant, I actually bought a new radiator too. So we replaced the coolant and we also replaced the radiator. It didn't cost me much. I think the radiator was like 130 dollars, $130 something. And it's worth it. I don't care. Just getting a better, newer, brand new radiator just so the car cools down a lot nicer, especially during the summer. Another issue I have with the car is that there is like a very slight pinging noise during the summer. Uh, when you put like a low octane gasoline, because this car only takes like premium. It's gotta have 91 because it's a high compression engine. And I actually do use premium. I don't use like a regular. I think I used just a couple of times in the past, but I don't use it all that much. It just it's very slight, like pinging noise. And I went to a mechanic, and I went also online to a forum. I think I went to Edmund's forum too, and looks like that's a pretty common problem with these cars. They do develop those pinging noise, especially with this. The engine in this car is Nissan's like legendary VQ series, 3.5 liter, and they use that engine like everywhere. Their trucks, their Maximas, and most of their Infinitis, like the G series, had that engine in the past. So it's used like across the range, and but nothing is perfect, and eventually they do develop some issues too. But I had that pinging noise since day one. I noticed since I bought the car, and it's been 5 years now, so it's no issue whatsoever. You only notice that like at low speeds, like 20, 30 miles an hour, and if it's very hot outside. During the winter, I don't get that pinging noise at all, and like when I get to higher speeds, I don't get that pinging noise either. So it's just like in town traffic when it's really hot outside. Um, so just general comments in regards to this car. If you are planning to purchase the car, so these cars are getting old now, and I would say the prices are dropping a lot. My car, brand new, is like almost $34,000. But right now you can pick up one like maybe like $5 or $6,000 in if it's in good shape. I would go ahead and recommend this car. Of course, if you take care of it, if you want to take care of it, it'll break down. I mean, it'll give you problems for sure. Um, the interior is very nice. It's a little tight, but it does have uh, enough room. It has exactly what you need. It's not like this newer like Accords and all that. They're like huge on the inside. I drove like a 2011 Accord recently. It had a huge room. You can't reach the other side of the car from the inside. But the thing is that they feel like they're like one size large. They don't feel like usable space. It feels like you have that something that's one size large for you. This car is not like that. This car feels nice and tight. It just the ride is really nice. Corners pretty good. It's not a sports car, but I'm really satisfied the way it drives. Uh, So I would say if you are interested in this car, just do your research, see, just check the things I told you about, do a test drive, and go ahead and purchase the car. It's really nice. It's much better than buying like some Camry or buying like an Accord or something like that. The sound system is Bose. It does have a decent sound. I like it. So that's all for now.